If you've missed the first 5 parts of this series, here's a quick update. We bought a Mark II Seat Leon Cupra K1 for £3,500. Bought it from Newcastle, knowing it had got problems, and it was tatty. Not only that, it'd been quite badly chabbed up with dodgy wheels and a maxed-in kit. And here at Evil GT, we wanted to reverse modify it and get it back looking like it had just come out of the factory. That involved a brand new paint job, brand new wheels and tyres, new headlights, loads of engine work, and there's still tons left to do. And the first job today is dropping the first lot of running in oil. And that's because it has to have fresh in, ready for the 1,000 miles or so proper running in before it gets tuned. So now that that's done, I've dropped the grille off at the body shop. That's there getting repainted. I've already prepped it and sanded it down. That's going to be repainted. I can't put that on yet, but what I can do is the interior. And as you can see, it's a big job. There we have it, interior looking miles better than it was before, much better. Still needs a good upholstery clean on there, I think. I've got as much of the dust up as I could, wipe the door cards down and things. Looks mint. Work is stopping on the Cupra just for now because I'm going to give my mate Dean a hand at Arcade. If ever you need an office fit out, this is the man. All kinds of different stuff, stud walls and whatever else. He's helping us fit a little brew station and a bit of a bench that I can get my tools on and stuff like that. We've got the plugs up there already. So yeah, Dean, Arcade, make sure if you've got an office, ignore all of this, that's for a friend. If you've got an office, he's your man. Ain't that right, Dean?
Aye, aye.
Freshly painted grille and side vents next. There we go, she's actually starting to look like a car again. Scuttle panels on, the trims down the side of the windows are on. I've put the window wiper on because that had snapped off the old mechanism, so we put a new mechanism on. The front end is on. I have ordered a chrome badge, that's not here yet, so I know I'm probably going to have to take this bumper off again. They're in, they look mint. We ordered fog lights, I know again, I'll probably have to take the bumper off to put them in. Reg plates on, so now it's time to tax it and go and take it for a run. Now, the eagle-eyed viewers of you probably had a look and said, right, where are the side skirts? Because they're still not on the car. Or the spoiler. So the spoiler we're redoing because the paint reacted, it went a bit weird. So we're redoing the spoiler, but the side skirts are completely knackered. The tabs have all snapped off. I was going to have a go at trying to plastic weld them myself, but it looks too big a job. So I found a brand new set in Crew. I think that they're for the British touring car pre-facelift kit, not for the K1 kit, which isn't ideal, but they look almost identical. I've found a pair, brand new, unpainted with the covers, because they're a nightmare to get, for 200 quid, and they're in Crew, so I'm going to go and pick them up. And that is a great opportunity to take this car and get some running in miles done, because we need about 800 to 1,000 miles to run it in. We've already done the initial sort of keeping the engine ticking over, getting it up to temperature. I potted from Awesome to here, which is only about 10-15 minutes away, it's not far. So everything seems to be fine. I dropped the oil, I put more mineral oil in, fresh oil filter. Fingers crossed it does actually make it to Crew and back. Now for those who follow the channel for a while, you'll know we're constantly dealing with flat batteries. Completely dead. And of course, in true Evil GT style, the battery is in the boot and the boot is electric. We did leave it unlocked, so I should hopefully be able to climb through. And this is where our friends over at Top Don got in touch and said, lads, stop messing about bump starting cars down the street and use our Jump Surge 1200. So I got it out the box, I plugged it in, charged it up, a few minutes, it's flashing at 50%, surely that'll be enough for the big 4.2 litre V8. Now this brilliant bit of kit gives 1200 peak amps to restart 12 volt batteries in 3 seconds, such as cars, vans, bikes, anything like that. Not only that, this brilliant bit of kit supports up to a 6-litre petrol engine or a 4-litre diesel engine. Absolutely fantastic. And if you think that's good, it's got a 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack to charge up all your gadgets. And not only that, you can dazzle your friends with a super duper bright LED torch. So what are you waiting for? If you need a jump starter to get your big toys going, or a massive battery pack to get your gadgets going, and a dead good torch, hit the link in the description and use code EvilGT23 for your money off. In true Evil GT style, things have not gone according to plan. I was actually leaving the unit to go and pick Lee up, to go down to Crewe to pick these side skirts up. As I got to Lee's house, or just before, I got stop engine immediately, oil pressure warning, stop, beep, beep, beep. So I'm currently on my way to take it to Awesome GTI. Hopefully it's something and nothing. My RS3 actually, when I changed the factory oil out for Miller's, my RS3 came up saying oil pressure warning. Hopefully it's something like that because it's got mineral oil in it and it's not got, you know, the proper oil that it should have in it. Fingers crossed the oil pressure sensor's just a bit like, oh, this isn't right. And it's not actually getting starved of oil. I mean, knowing my luck, doing what I'm doing now, there you go, it's coming up again. Well, Awesome and Technical Tabby have saved the day because he said, and I saw it, the oil is coming out of the oil pressure switch. But when I say coming out, I mean it is catastrophic really. It is drip, 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 coming out fast. So I've ordered a new oil pressure switch and an O-ring. I don't know if I need the O-ring, but I've ordered it anyway. That should hopefully be here tomorrow. It's an overnight job. And I'll have a go at fitting it myself, why not? Now, because of where it is, it's difficult to show you the oil pressure switch, but you can see the connector just there that we've unplugged, and it is soaking in wet with oil, and that's obviously what's been causing the oil pressure fault, saying stop, stop, stop. There has been oil pressure, but because the switch has been getting wet, which is this bit, I think it's called intrusion, so the oil is coming through, literally through the switch, and you could see it dripping out the connector. I am at Awesome still, because it was better than taking it from here back to my unit to potentially have to bring it back if I can't do it, so I'm gonna have a go at it. And there we go, we're out. There is the old oil switch. We'll replace it for the new one. Clean out the connector on the other end, because that is obviously still really, really wet in there. Apologies I've not filmed that, but I'll be totally honest with you, I couldn't even see it with my hands, so you definitely wouldn't have been able to see it with the camera, but it is like right down under there somewhere. I did clean out the bit that connected into it to make sure, a bit of brake cleaner and air, blasted it out a few times, bone dry, should be, fingers crossed, bang on. Today is a good day because it is a day of fixing stuff. Tabby has fixed my ABS controller. Tabs, explain to me, what have you just done?
We just changed the coding to suit the current setup.
Because I found some paperwork, it says for a 4x4 or something.
Yeah, it was off a different vehicle, so the coding within the control module was different, so we've just sort of extracted
You've
that.
Put some letters and numbers into, what was that, VCDS or whatever it's called?
The VCDS on the coding on that one, yeah. We're light free.
We are light free, which I think that's a first for Evil GT. Usually there's engine lights on of some description. We've also flashed like a very, very basic stock map on with very, very low boost just while we run this in. So the engine management light should now be off because he has coded in the fact that it shouldn't have a decap. We're good to go. So there we have it. I'm about 10 minutes down the road. Still no lights, no oil pressure warnings, no engine management lights, no traction control lights. Everything seems to be going well. I've definitely just jinxed myself, but who cares? I'm now driving a car that's got no warning lights on it. So as I mentioned before, I'm off to Crewe. I'm gonna go and pick up the side skirts that I found for this car, brand new, unpainted, 200 quid. It's a good opportunity to put some miles on this as well. So let's get down there. As you can see, the side skirts are in. I've not had a look. I trusted the guy. I've just been to his business, his warehouse, so I'm assuming they're legit. If we get them back, knowing in true Evil GT style, probably half a side skirt or the covers will be missing or something, but fingers crossed we're all good. However, even more importantly than that, the car is still going strong, fine. I've done, I think, about 82 miles in it now, maybe 100 miles. I think it was just before 87,000 miles, and it's done 87,082 miles. So if we say off the 87,000, we've done 82 miles and it's going strong. We are back at first class in Newton. Here's Sean, Mr. Happy as we call him. And we've got him the new, obviously not in there, we've already got one out, it's just up there, but these are the new sills, side skirts, that are like a brand new, primered, so you haven't even got to primer them, but will you still primer them? Yeah. So he's going to paint them obviously the same colour as this. Hopefully that's going to take a few days and we can come back, pick them up, get them back to the unit and get them fitted. So the next stop is Danny at Wigan Vag Parts, because I've got some leftover bits for him off this car and he's hopefully got some bits for me.
The destination is on your left.
There we go. We have the under tray, because we're completely missing that, which is great. And I've also already got the chrome badge for the boot lid, because the one that's on it is black and I'm never going to be able to sand all that off. And the chrome one I think will look miles better. Back to the unit. As you can see, there are a few more jobs to do on this car. I bought the rubber seals for the doors because the ones that were on it were like wavy. We also have, from Racing Line, a new, brand new, shiny new intake. So we'll get that fitted. We've got an under tray that could do with a bit of a clean, and the new boot badge, because factory was the idea. One good thing, engine, the running in, I think we're nudging now, got to be 180, 200 miles, and she's going strong. First job done, I think it looks miles better. You don't realise actually these seals, the difference it makes to the outside look of the car. Well happy with that. Next up is our shiny new Racing Line intake. So, I know what you're already thinking. Has Ben fitted an intake before? No, is the answer. So I've had a quick look online. It doesn't look too difficult. I'm going to try and roughly work out based on the intake that's on it, and fingers crossed it doesn't take me too long. We're in. The design of this is quite a lot different to the other one. The other one sort of ram air come round this corner and into this gap here, but then had no direct feed to the air coming in, whereas this one is attached to the colder air. So hopefully this does perform better when we come to start kicking this car's head in on the dyno. I'm sure you've all heard of Racing Line, but if you haven't, Awesome GTI got everything there you would need for any VAG car. Thank you very much to the guys at Racing Line, that looks absolutely incredible. And I would say it probably took me about half an hour, 40 minutes, which actually ain't that bad. Next up is the under tray. Now because this car didn't come with an under tray, there's no speed nuts in here. That's the new arch liner because that was missing. And obviously I don't have the bolts to bolt this in. So what I'm going to use is probably one of the best purchases I've ever made, is some plastic clips which will do the job until I get the proper speed nuts and bolts for it. Now that is an evil GT bodge, I do apologise. However, I don't have the speed nuts as I've just said, and that is the best I can do up until I do have them. So yeah, I mean it's in, that's not going anywhere, it's definitely not coming off, but I would much rather it have the proper screws and speed nuts through the side. But there we go, under tray fitted. All that leaves is another 800 or so miles running in, which you think is dead easy, but when you're driving other cars and you're doing jobs on other cars, the Focus, the Porsche, it's harder than you think. But hopefully we can get that done. We can start thinking about getting it tuned at least. If you've not already seen it, we do have a Mark II Focus RS as well. We're doing loads of bits with that, cosmetically and engine wise. Obviously still loads to do left with the Cupra. We've still got to run it in, tons of stuff. But if you've enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing, hit the bell, and I will see you Cupra Part 7 at some point.